guys, welcome to our Junk Journal Basics series where we are making these scrumptious journals today. So I'm just going to give you a very quick flick through. This is the one that we're making today, but this one is the same concept. So I'm just going to give you a flick through. These are both available on my shabbydabbydoodah.co.uk website to coincide with this episode going up. We are keeping things super basic and just making things that are, you know, very easy to make. We're not doing any complicated bits and pieces. And I've said this kind of every day of the series so far. This has also, got some genuine vintage pieces in it. You've got some vintage documents, vintage postcards, and mixed with printables and coffee dyed paper. You've got some vintage book page here, some vintage document, little pull-out pieces. A whole different variety. Another vintage genuine piece there. Then here we've got a little foldy piece. Lovely original vintage document there. Little kind of bannery type pieces. Little flower. Another vintage postcard there. You know, genuine vintage postcard. We've got a little piece tucked in there. So a whole different variety of things tucked in here. Little cluster kind of flip pad, and then some genuine vintage documents here. Isn't this just such a beautiful page? And literally, you know, again, in keeping with the Junk Journal basics, so nothing complicated here, nothing that you guys couldn't just kind of rustle up very quickly and easily, you know, and yeah, kind of keeping things very simple, very basic. You know, not getting too bogged down, as sometimes, you know, is the tendency when making journals. Another vintage piece there, the rest of that vintage book. You know, sometimes I just think it's easy to go very mad and make things that are unnecessarily complicated, or not necessarily even unnecessarily complicated, because sometimes it's lovely to make something very flamboyant and you know, over the top, isn't it? But sometimes I just think it's nice to rewind and kind of do things that are very, very simple and straightforward and actually turn out, you know, no less lovely and scrumptious. I mean, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous journal, and, you know, nothing complicated or difficult about making it. So, you know, you could kind of do this in a couple of hours in an afternoon. So, you know, that's lovely, isn't it? To think that you can just create these things in a matter of an afternoon. So that's the first one, and like I say, that's going to be available on my website. And then this one I will show you at the end of the video. Hi guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So we are here for another one of our episodes of Back to Basics, where we are making different basic types of journals. So obviously you've already seen the concept that we're going to make here. So what you're going to need if you want to make something like this, I will show you now. So I've got a couple. Now these are just from my freebies that are available on my website, shabbydabbydoodah.co.uk. And what I've done, I've printed them onto thicker paper. So this is 230 GSM paper, and I'm going to put them back to back like that. This is going to be my cover. This is kind of, you know, a common theme for these types of journals that we've been making. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take them and stitch them around on the sewing machine. Obviously, if you don't want to use a sewing machine, or you'd rather not, you could just glue around the edge. I'm going to use the sewing machine because actually that's just, you know, quite quick, to be honest, to do. And it saves, when you've glued, you might find they go just a little bit stiff for when you fold them in. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, these are, like I say, 230 GSM. If you don't have thicker paper, you could always use thinner paper, and I did do a prototype to show you, so let me just show you here. So this is my sewing collection papers in the I think it's the pinks and the greens, and this is on 110 GSM paper, and this is again same concept, so just back to back. And as you can probably see, it's still made a, you know, pretty, I'm not saying robust, but, you know, substantial cover. You know, obviously we're making basic journals. We're not making something that, you know, it has to be very elaborate. So if you've got thinner paper, that would work fine too. So I'm going to take this to the sewing machine and stitch that together. Now, when we come back, the papers that you're going to need for the prototype that I did, I just bound 10 papers. So I've got a mixture here of different papers. I've got some vintage document, I've got some vintage letter, I've got some other vintage letter. I've got this here. This is from a stamp catalogue, like that. And then this is some watercolour paper from a watercolour paper pad. It's quite nice because it's quite thick. I'm not sure what the GSM is of this, but it's quite nice. So I'm going to just tear that down so that that's more like an A4 sheet. Then I've got a couple of flimsy A4 sheets. So these are more like copy paper thickness. And obviously they've been coffee dyed. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm just going to put in a couple of the decorative sheets, also from the freebie papers. These are again on 230 GSM, and I'm just going to coffee dye the backs. I'm not going to bother coffee dyeing this side. I'm going to just coffee dye the backs of those, just so as I've got a variety of different papers, and it makes the journal more interesting to flick through. So I'm going to quickly coffee dye these. I'm going to stitch the cover together, and then we're going to come back and we're going to assemble it and transform it into a yummy, squishy journal. Right, I am back. Now, I just want to quickly say, excuse the noise. If you can hear any noise, it's because my son is sanding down that desk. So, yeah, I tried the paint stripper. It didn't really pan out. So, yes, if you can hear the noise, that's what it is. Right, so if you can see, I have stitched just straight around the edge. So I haven't glued this together or anything. It's merely just stitching. Oh, gosh, excuse my shoddy stitching there. And then we're just going to obviously fold this in half. Again, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. If it goes slightly wonky, it's all fine. Because actually, you know, junk journals kind of sometimes, the more, you know, quirky that they are, or little kind of, you know, different kind of, what's the word? Like defects, then sometimes like the nicer that they turn out. So that's that. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to fold up my papers here to form the inner pages. Now, again, I'm not going to worry too much if they actually are going to be bigger than the journal, if you see what I mean. So I'm going to just put them in, oops, like this. Oh, hold these up. Put them in like this. And then if some are kind of like end up overhanging, because these are watercolor pages, I've got this funny feeling they may actually turn out bigger than the outside of the journal, if that makes sense. So, you know, but if that's the case, then hey, that's absolutely fine. These are my couple of pages that I coffee dyed the backs of, so they've got sort of a nice texture now. I coffee dyed them and I ironed them as well, because you know, you don't want them kind of screwed up. I mean, sometimes, very rarely I have to say, they may well coffee dye and not need ironing, but I would say on the whole, they do, unfortunately. But hey, I mean, that's the only ironing I do. I don't know about you guys. I don't iron anything else. Definitely don't iron clothes or anything. No way, Jose. So, yeah. Right, there we go. Even when I was married, my husband used to iron his own shirts. I mean, he worked in an office type job, and yeah, he ironed his own shirts. I know. I mean, and then I wonder why I'm single now, but, you know. Hey, more to life than ironing, isn't there? Other than coffee dyed paper, which we don't mind, of course. Right, so now what I'm going to do is just take the document and, oh, that's my daughter. She's now come back from the park. She's been across to the park with her friends. So, yeah, she's had a nice time. Very lucky because her friends live literally over the road. So she can just go over there and play with them. So, yeah, honestly, I think it's absolutely freezing. Why she would want to go over there is a whole nother thing. But hey, they obviously have a nice time. Right, there we go. So, going to just tuck this in, and again, just, you know, so you've got a mix of your papers, like in different places. Oops. Oh, that was weird, wasn't it? That's a fold. It looked like it was kind of like, you know, the paper was folded backwards. Right, just want to check what I've got for my middle centre page. Okay, so I've got this document. That's quite nice, I think. So these are going to be my pages. Now, can you see they're overhanging the edge of my journal? Now, probably if I was making a, you know, like more formal kind of journal, you know, really kind of taking my time and, you know, yeah, putting lots of kind of time into making it, I would probably trim suddenly those middle pages, you see where they're kind of overhanging, I would trim them down so they sit neatly, or better, inside the cover. But because this is, you know, we're doing a back to basics series, we're trying not to faff about, we're trying not to make things over complicated or, you know, kind of take too long, I'm going to just bind it in like that. And to be honest, I think it will look lovely. You know, it will kind of add to the interest of the journal. So got a whole ton of embroidery threads here. So I was lucky enough that my sister had these coloured ones. So, I mean, that is a brilliant colour for that, isn't it? So I'm going to use that, and I just use this thick, I don't know whether it is an embroidery needle, actually. I don't want to misquote whether it is an embroidery needle or not. Now looking for my pokey tool, which, oh my goodness, where's that gone? Oh dear, not sure now. Can I just see it there? No. Oh, there we go. Now that was from a bookbinding kit, which I actually bought from Amazon quite a long time ago. I think I've still got threads from it, but of course I've now got these embroidery threads. So, you know, just trying to use things rather than waste things. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just, whoops. Oh, my thread is now already knotted. This isn't a good start, is it? I always feel very nervous when binding a journal on film. It's not my favourite thing to do. And yeah, it kind of always makes me a little bit nervous. Right. Okay, so what I try and do is do 3 lengths of the journal. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's more than 3, but that's fine. So I'm just going to cut that down. I'm sure I think it was Gail Agostinelli say she does 3 lengths. So that was a tip I got from her long time ago. And then I'm just going to literally clip my pages in just using a bulldog clip. So get my center, oops, pop it like that. Okay, and then just clip that in there. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is just poke my holes. Now I poke 3 holes. I haven't ever done a 5-hole pamphlet stitch. I know like some people do. You know, I don't know whether it really kind of makes it so much more secure that it's worth the extra sort of work that it would take to do that. I don't know, to be honest. I've never had an issue with the 3-hole stitching. So yeah, I think 3 is fine. And especially, you know, in this instance, because we're not going to be making this too, you know, over the top. We're going to be keeping it simple. So I go through the middle and then I go through one of the ends back. Ooh, dear, back. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, sorry about this. Back through the other end. So it's through the middle to the outside, through the one of the ends, right the way up to the end. Whoops. And then you can go back through the middle and do it like that. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to go round again through the end like that, around through there, and then back through the middle. So I've kind of doubled it up. So we've got a lot of, you know, hopefully a lot of strength there. Whoops, with the binding. So, oh my goodness. Right, there we go. And then I try my best to bring it through the opposite side of the thread. Now then you want to pull it nice and tight. Okay, so like that. Okay, and then just literally tie a knot. Now again, I'm sure I talked about this recently. I mean, I just tie a knot. Some people I think tie bows. You know, I don't mind the knots, to be honest. Sometimes I think a bow looks a bit weird in there, because then you've got lots of thread hanging. So hello gorgeous, did you have a nice time, sweetie? Yeah, I love you. Love you, darling. Is it freezing? Because it was freezing. She said no, it is. She just does not feel the cold, that girl. I don't know what's wrong with her, not feeling the cold. Right, there we go. So I can then just take my clip off. I have to say, I made a mistake there, really. I would have ordinarily probably taken my clip off once I'd put it through the holes before pulling it tight. That was my mistake. I forgot, and it was still on. But that's my journal. So it's all bound in. It's gorgeous, you know, full of some lovely papers already. So we are keeping this very, very, very simple, and we are not going to be, you know, making all the folded pockets and all of those kinds of things. We are just going to be, you know, keeping things super simple. So I've got a bunch of things here just to the side of me. A lot of them are from the vintage desk. I think it's from the first collection. This might be from the French collection papers. And all I'm going to go do is go in and put some in as like little pockets and tucks throughout the journal. So literally, oops, I only just opened my glue this morning, so I don't know why it's now needing unclogging. That's just obviously just to annoy me, I think. Oops, come on. Okay, so all we're going to do now, we're going to just make some little pockets and tucks and things throughout the journal. So I've got here some papers. These are from the vintage desk, the first edition of the vintage desk. And I am working on a third edition, but I doubt that will be up, you know, in time for this video. No, it definitely won't. So I'm just going to cut some things out from these sheets that I think might look quite nice in here. So that looks rather lovely, doesn't it? Just going to put that to one side. Did also bring along this, which I thought was quite lovely. This is from the Paris Bouquet, or funnily enough on the back of it this is from the Documents collection. Now I know this is blue, so by rights kind of shouldn't really go here, but I wondered whether it might be a nice kind of contrast. Oh, I'm not sure. I mean, this is quite lovely, isn't it? The pink. Just have a look through. I mean, there's no need, you know, why it has to all be the same shades, I suppose, does it? But let's just fold it in half. Okay. Just going to tear this down, and we'll just have a look. Okay. So we could have this. That would look quite nice, I think, maybe as a little pocket on the back of that page. So let's just do that there. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we could use the blue, but actually I think the pink is probably better. Right, so I just need to take it down a little bit because it's quite wide at the moment. Okay, like that. And that can just go in there. Oh, I've now cut it too small, would you believe? What an idiot. That's fine. So we could just put it on another page, to be honest. Or we'll just go for it anyway. What do we think? Do we think it should be smaller than that? It's probably a bit tall, isn't it? I'll just take it down a bit. Okay. Like that. Oh, that's better, isn't it? Yep. Okay, so we're just going to put this in. I've not inked this, I've not coffee dyed it, not done anything at all to it. I could always do that afterwards, not necessarily the coffee dyeing, but the inking I could definitely ink it, you know, retrospectively. So that one, just mop that out. Okay. So I mean, straight away that just looks lovely, doesn't it? Just placed on that paper. So okay, that one. And then we'll just go through and put some others. So I'm going to use this piece here as well, because it's nice to use, you know, the same pieces in multiple places so that it has some sort of flow going through it. So we could even have that on the inside of the front cover, which would then be, you know, matching with the back. So I think that's quite nice. So again, just take this down like that. Okay, so yeah, we'll just pop that one down like that. Okie dokie. Like that. Oops. Okay, just mop those bits out. So So, you know, we are literally just making pockets by gluing flat pieces of paper down. We are not folding, we're not doing anything, you know, at all complicated. So this one, I think that looks really lovely on that page. So again, just going to, if I can get hold of him, glue him down 3 sides like that. Take him sort of up to the edge a bit more. There we go. Okay. Like that. Okay, and then we're just going to go through and just pop bits down at random places. So, I mean, again, she looks quite nice on there, doesn't she? Or they look quite nice on there. So just going to pop that down. Like that. Okay. Oops. There we go. So, I mean, sometimes it is nice to just incorporate 1 or 2 decorative papers in here because, you know, it just kind of livens it up a bit from having it all kind of plain pages. Now, with this that I've got left, what I could do is just literally tear it down so we have a corner pocket. Okay, so I can just pop that on there. So again, we're keeping that continuity with the pink, you know, flowing through the whole journal. So, oops, like that. Okay, just pop that down. Okie dokie. And then here we could maybe do the same with this side. Let's see how this looks because it's obviously a bit small now, but it might be okay. So yeah, maybe have it. Just be careful, that had some glue obviously seeping out and nearly glued those pages together. Oops. There we go. We could probably just have that one there. So, I mean, it is quite small, but it's okay. Like that. Okie dokie. Again, just check it from the back. Make sure it's not, you know, overhanging the page a bit. There we go. And then let's see what else I've got from the vintage desk that we could put in. Always love to use this one. Oops, like that. Okay. So again, that can just go in as just a, you know, regular pocket there. Looks lovely on the patterned paper, doesn't it? Okay. Oops, like that. Again, just dab out my glue. Like that. Okay. And then another piece of pattern paper. Oh, it's here. Look. Yeah. Okay. And oh, let's see what other bits we've got that we can use. That's quite nice. Hold on. Oh, I also have got some from my little Victorian Beauties, which I thought might work quite nicely in here. yeah, I think they're going to work quite well. So let's just take this one. Just going to cut around this first, and then we might do something here. So just take that there. Very wonky. It went through my printer, you know, not borderless. Supposed to go through borderless, but clearly didn't. Just makes it hard to work with then, because you can't quite judge where it is, you know, where it's supposed to be. So now, just wondering, we could cut her down and make her very skinny, or what we could do maybe is have something else next to her. So, let's have a look. Could have her like that, and then have, let's see what we've got here. I don't know how this will look, but let's give it a try. So, I mean, you could do something like that. I mean, it's not perfect. Or what I might do is trim her right down, so it's a much smaller gap to fill in. Like that. And then maybe just have a flower or something on here. So we could have her sort of more... It's annoying because really she'd have been better off, you know, this side way round, but it's too late now because I've glued him down. And to be honest, she just doesn't look as good on the plain sheets, does she? Oh, let's just put her on a plain sheet, yeah. And then what I'll do is I will put like a flower or something in that corner, so we cover it up and no one will know that it's, you know, got a chunk missing from it. So let's just pop her down like that. Okay, and then yeah, let's have another one from the Victorian Beauties as well. So as we tie them in, you know, like I say, I like to have a bit of continuity going through where you've used similar things. Just take these ones and use these somewhere else, maybe way back here. Okay, so we'll just put those down there. Right, then I'm just going to have a bit of a flick through and see how many things we've put in. Okay, like that. And right, so we've still got sort of, you know, a few solidy pages that we could put some, you know, things on or pockets on. So let's have a look and see what else we've got. Let's have this one. So I hope everyone's having a good day. I hope you are doing some crafting and having a lovely time. Let me know below. Are you crafting along? Have you been inspired to make some basic things? You know, how are you getting on? Are you enjoying the process? Have you made some things that maybe, you know, you wouldn't ordinarily make because they're now, you know, you would consider them too simple. So you wouldn't kind of like embark on something so simple, but have you had a lovely time? You know, was it a nice reset to do some really super simple things? Because sometimes I do think actually, you know, it is nice to just wind things right back and do really simple things. You know, or if you're a beginner, now I'm just going to put that there for a moment and just see whether it would look better like that. Or maybe you're a beginner and this is inspiring you to actually get started. You know, maybe you hadn't got started first of all, and now you're feeling that, you know, you are wanting to get started, or you are able to get started. So I would absolutely love that if, you know, if you actually feel inspired and you haven't done anything like this before. I would love it if you are now feeling inspired. And obviously, you know, I'm using digitals and things. I've said this loads of times, but that's because I predominantly have digitals now. If you don't have digitals, I mean, obviously I've got the freebies that we're using. These, you know, these papers, they're free, and so providing you've got a printer, you could definitely download them and print them. But if you haven't, maybe you were a crafter in a previous life, you know, so maybe you've got some scrapbooking paper or something that you can use instead. It doesn't have to be digitals. You don't have to use scrapbooking paper. If you've got book images, you can use them. You know, just use whatever you've got to hand, you know, that takes your fancy. So we've got that one. Let's just maybe have this one here. Okay. Actually, just thought I'm going to move this here, I think. Yeah, might put this one more back this end or this side. Do it here. Oops, like that. I've put it this side because I suddenly thought, did we have any images like this anywhere, you know, on this side? So that's why I've done that. Now, I might just do another corner, couple of corner pages, just using, again, the vintage desk papers. So that one. Oh, I'm going to tear through that horse, which that wasn't really great, was it? But it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. So let's just see. We have this one here. Oh, that's a shame, because that's going to be 2 corner pockets, which I'm not keen on having 2 things the same. Ah, here we go. That can go there instead. And then this one can go here. Okay, right, so let's pop these down. Now, because we are keeping this simple, I think probably this is enough pockets that we've got in here, pockets and tucks. So now we can go back through and literally just spruce it up with a bit of lace, maybe some flowers or butterflies or something like that, you know, adding a few things to sort of personalize it. So where did I put that on? Let me just put this one here. Okay, like that. Okay. Right, looking lovely. Now, then we're going to just go back through, like I say, and just decorate and, you know, spruce it up and kind of jolly it up, really. So, well, not jolly it up, but yeah, spruce it up with some kind of finishing touches for the pages. So I'm just having a look on my desk to see what I've got here that will be good. Okay, so I've got some labels and things. So yeah, we might add some labels, I'm not sure. But I've definitely got some sari silk and I've got some lace. So let me just reach down and get that. Okay. Love this colour. Sari silk. I use it all the time now. Right. Okay. So I've got this white lace. which I'm thinking might look quite nice. Let's just see. Sorry, I keep checking now that this is glued down because it wasn't just now. I'm not sure about that white lace now. That's annoying, isn't it? Got some crochet lace here, but it's very thick, so I have to cut this in half. You know, which is okay. So let's just take that down like that. Okay. Yeah, I think that's better, isn't it? Having the cream. So I'm going to have the cream and, oh, actually, I've just suddenly spotted I've got some black to the side. Let's just check that we wouldn't prefer the black lace. I do love using black lace. Oh, it's not quite right, is it? That black, I think. Just having a look on my floor, would you believe? Because, yes, I've got things all over the floor. So I'm just seeing whether I've got anything else that's just, you know, right beside me, able to be used. Oh, that's annoying. Just having a bit of a rummage on my desk, trying not to knock everything flying, obviously. Oh, that's really annoying. Right, okay. Well, we're going to have to just go with the lace now. Do we want to have any sari silk, I'm wondering? I'm actually kind of thinking maybe. Oh, actually that is quite nice, isn't it? Right, okay. Right, let's just glue this down. Okay. Oh, again, struggling to see what's the right side and the wrong side of the lace. I think that's right side. Okay, like that. Just snip that out. Okay, and then I've got some sari silk here, so I'm thinking maybe ruffle that over the top. Although I was wondering about just having a bow. Oh no, I think, yeah, bit of a ruffle. Maybe not going the whole way down, maybe just have it going kind of like partially down, so maybe just down to like that sort of point. Let me just ruffle that up. Like that. Yeah, I think that's kind of enough really, and then it's just have that sort of dangling there. I'm just going to hot glue this to stop it moving around. Okay. Oops. Like that. Oh dear, I've got things dropping all over my desk. Right, okay, let's get some flowers. I mean, I've used these a lot in this series, I have to say. I go through phases where, you know, I use them a lot, and then I might not use them for ages. But to be honest, when you're doing something very simple, these are quite a brilliant type of thing to use. So I will try and put some in my shop to coincide with this series, but I can't promise it will actually be in there in time, but I'd try. I have to really see whether I've got enough to actually make packs up. I'm not sure whether I have. But if I have, I'll put them in there. So, yeah, do head over and have a look, obviously, on my Shabbydabbydoodah website. There we go. Right, I think that looks really pretty, actually, so I'm not going to bother with the flower. So then down here, I might just pop another bit of the white lace. Maybe like that. Actually, I'm now thinking let's just maybe have like a little banner going down the side. Like that. What do you think to that? That's quite nice. So I'm going to just ink it up so it sort of stands out a bit. Okay, so I want to be careful that I don't put glue beyond the end of the pocket, if you see what I mean. So beyond here, just because then it would obviously glue it closed, which would be then just a little bit sort of problematic operationally. So, you know, not too big a deal, but just a little bit. So like that. And then where's that white flower? So yeah, we could just have the white flower then there. Okay, and then just see if I've got any of those lovely centres that I really love using. Oh no, I haven't, which is weird because I thought there were some here, but no, now I can't see any. Oh no, that's very annoying. Very, very annoying. Right. Oh, well, that's a shame, isn't it? Oh, I'm just wondering whether I should have had a pink flower on there. Oops. Could always double layer it, I suppose. Yeah, I might double that up. Whenever I double flowers up, I try and have the petals laying in different spots, you know, rather than all laying flat on top of each other. I try and kind of put them staggered, if that makes sense, just so that they, you know, are a bit more sort of impactful. Then I've got a flat back pearl, so I'll just use that in the center instead. Okay, like that. Oh my goodness, isn't that pretty? Okay, and then we'll just go over. We can just put, you know, kind of lace and things like that, just every now and then, like on the, you know, on here on this document. So just a little bit there. Okie dokie. Oh, I've glued it down onto the page beneath. So this is another thick page that we could have had a pocket on. I haven't put a pocket on there, but, you know, could have done definitely. But to be honest, we're getting a lot of pockets now, you know, nicely in here anyway. So I don't think, you know, I don't think we really needed one. So let's just take some sorry silk maybe and ruffle that down the edge. Okay. Like that. Actually, again, I'm just going to do that like in the, I'm not saying halfway, but, you know, kind of 2/3. I think that's really, really nice, to be honest. Yeah, very pretty. Now, do I have any butterflies printed out that are going to be the right colour? I'm sure I do have somewhere, but whether or not I can see them right now is a whole nother thing. Right, might have to come back through and do some butterflies. Can't see them right this second. Okay, we'll come back and we'll do some butterflies. So at the moment, we're just going to be putting in the lace and the, you know, the trims and things like that. So I think here we'll just have a bit of lace running down that edge. Again, I'm just going to use my hot glue just to pop that in. Okay. Okay, maybe have a flower there, maybe a white one. Okie dokie. a centre here. This one is a bit big, but just for, you know, time purposes, so as I'm not wasting loads of time looking for things, we'll just go for that one. Okay, oh my goodness, how gorgeous does that look? Just with like the lace from like the page from underneath. It looks so pretty, doesn't it? Absolutely love that. That's so gorgeous. And then on here I might just even just have a little bit of lace under there. Maybe just even just the white lace. So yeah, like that, I think. Oh, that looks so pretty, doesn't it? Love that. Right, then go back through. So again, might want to have something down the edge of here. Now, I've only got kind of odds and ends now of this lace. I will cut some more in a second, but I'm just going to go with what I've got. You know, you don't have to have kind of complete lengths necessarily. We can just have them in random places. So let's just pop this here. Okay, I mean, doesn't that look lovely, to be honest? Just gorgeous. Maybe just have a little bit of the Diamante trim. Maybe just up there. Oops. Okay. Oh, loving that. Yep. Oh, that looks so gorgeous, doesn't it? Okay, and then going through. So now we've got these lovely picture of these lovely girls. We'll just have those down the bottom. Now, shall we just have a bit of, oh, I'm not sure now. Well, maybe some lace going down the side of this one. Yeah, so I'm going to have this whole run of this white lace. Just hold that out the way. So, I mean, literally, I can't remember whether we said, but we've just used 10 pages in this, which 10 pages, you know, folded over, that's 20 pages, which of course then is like 40 sides. So, you know, 10 pages goes a long way, if you see what I mean. You know, and to be honest, that's when you notice, is when you're then trying to decorate 10 pages, which is, you know, of course 40 sides, that then you'll think, oh wow, 10 pages is a lot, because decorating, you know, 10 pages, like I say, it's actually quite, you know, quite hard going, to be honest. And that's when you'll think, oh, thank goodness that we're not even doing the, you know, the folds and the pockets and all of that kind of stuff, because then it really is, you know, very kind of hard going. So again, just going to put this down here on the side like that. Okay, turning over. So again, this is another quite thick page, so we could have also put something on there. We haven't, but definitely it could have, you know, could have taken something thicker. So again, just take some more of this lace. Might as well take it off, because I might well use up all of it. Okay, just cut that down. Again, I did cut this in half because it was just a bit too wide. And, you know, you can see I'm not by any means cutting this straight. It's all over the place. I actually personally think that looks better than trying to, you know, cut it straight. I think it looks really quite nice, you know, jaggedy like that. But obviously, I'm not saying that's everybody's style. You know, you might prefer it much neater and, you know, therefore obviously want to take a bit more care how you're cutting it. I personally think, you know, the shabby chicer, the better. I don't know whether that's the proper saying really, but yeah. So again, just going to put a little flower there like that. Oh, it's so annoying. I wish I could see my centers somewhere. Oh, that's really beginning to annoy me now. Oh dear. Just having a look behind me if they're there. No, they're not there. Oh, that's so annoying. Very, very annoying. Right. Well, I'll just use another another flat back pearl in there. So just using the small flat back pearls, not those really tiny ones, because I struggle to even use those, to be honest. Smallish. I mean, I used to always use those big flat back pearls. They were my favourite thing. I haven't really used them for ages, actually. I must dig them out. There we go. I mean, doesn't that just look so pretty? You know, there's nothing on those pages except for that lace and that flower. But those colours look amazing together, don't they? Really, really, really pretty. So, yeah, absolutely. Just love the simplicity of it sometimes. So this page here, perhaps we'll have some sari silk going down the edge of the pale pink paper. Or we could even just have it, you know, going across here like a little curve, or across there. I mean, I feel it needs something. I'm not sure what. Oh, this sari silk, sometimes it, can you see there? Just kind of threads like into pieces. That's a bit annoying. Right, let's just cut that down. Okay. Right, let's just go in here. Oh, I might do it from here. Yeah, so you know how we've done it, like, you know, 2/3 of the page down to 2/3 of the page. This time we're going to do it from, well, not 2/3, but from the middle down to the bottom, rather than bottom down to just gone halfway. We're doing it the other way round. So there we go. Oh my goodness, doesn't that look lovely? Absolutely love, love, love that. That's so gorgeous. Turn it over. So, you know, just kind of stagger it about how you think, you know, where you think some more lace and pieces are needed. So this one, perhaps we'll just have a bit of lace at the bottom, and then on the facing page we'll have some lace there. So we'll just pop this one down here. Okay, that looks pretty, doesn't it? And then I wonder whether we need a flower or anything on there. I mean, I will be putting butterflies in here, but I just need to print some off, so that will have to be after the video. But hopefully I'm going to finish this and show you. So you may have, you know, you may have already seen this, but let's just check this, whether that's going to be a good colour. Yep, I think that looks okay. Do we want it up this end? Yeah, I'm going to put it up this end because it's very predictable to have it up the other end. It just seems like the obvious choice. So let's do not the obvious choice. Again, just grab another flat back pearl. These have come in really handy today, haven't they, the flat back pearls? Okay, like that. Okay. Oh my goodness, doesn't that look gorgeous? Absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going over here. I'm going to put something on here that I said, didn't I, that I wanted it to be showing on this side. So I think I'm going to go with this white lace coming down the edge. Okay, let's just, again, just pop those pages open. There we go. Right, just quickly glue down there. Okay, there we go. Oops, just had a bit of glue come off my hot glue gun. There we go. So this one, I probably will put something over here because, you know, I've kind of torn through that picture in half, which I'm not so keen on that look, you know, being torn in half. So I might use something from the freebie that I put up on the website. So let's just see what we've got here. Okay, so I might use this. Oh, I've got some butterflies in here actually. Oh, and some flowers. So yeah, maybe we'll use a couple of flowers. Okay, just like that. Can't remember now which pages I said needed butterflies. Okay, so, and these, like I say, these are just on my website, so if you haven't grabbed a set, you know, do go over and grab some. Let's just take this down. Now, obviously, I haven't decorated the cover yet. I'm not really too sure whether I'm going to get time to decorate the cover, unfortunately, in this video. So, again, I might have to do that in slow time. And then, obviously, you know, I'll show it, hopefully, at the beginning of the video. So, you know, you will get to see it, but it just won't be here, if you see what I mean. Right, I've just spotted I had some pink lace down there. So I'm thinking a little bit of pink lace under her. Like that. Oh, that's so pretty, isn't it? It's just tying in the pink. So, yeah, I'm just going to pop that lace down, oops, with a bit of glue. Just to keep it there for a moment. And then we're just going to pop this one down. Like that. Oh my gosh, how pretty does that look? So yeah, that was a good thing to have remembered those flowers, wasn't it? Because they look gorgeous. Really, really, really pretty. I love how that looks. It's so yummy. Very, very feminine, isn't it, that one? So again, going to just do the same here. Now let me just show you what we're going to do here, which, oh, that's annoying. I've actually put that on a really thin page. Oh well, I hadn't noticed that, so yeah, that's a bit of a shame. Now let's just see, we might be able to cover her up with a bit of lace going down. Maybe like that, and then thinking probably a pink flower would be better. Oh, or we could use one of those flowers that we just used just now from the kit, you know, from the freebie papers. So I was thinking cover it up like that, but actually I'm just going to see, because to be honest, one of these might be better. Okay, like that. Just ink this up. Maybe even more like that. Maybe even with a flower as well. So yeah, let's just pop this down. I'm just going to hot glue this just for speed, really. So just going to put that there. And then I'm just going to put the lace down across here. Oops. Like that. Just put it a bit of a curve, and then we can have this flower down there as well. So like that. There we go. So I mean, that's covered that up perfectly, hasn't it? You wouldn't ever know that she had a gap in her now, you know, in the corner. It's all covered up and hidden. There we go, like that. Oh my goodness, doesn't that look lovely? So just finished that off really nicely, didn't it? Now I'm just wondering whether I might want some black bling on this one. Yeah, maybe just a bit of black bling on there as well. I'm just going to glue this down a bit more. It's a bit short with the glue. There we go. I'll just pop this down like that. Oh my goodness, doesn't that look absolutely scrumptious? Love, love, love how that looks. So yeah, I just wanted to do that with you guys. just so you could see. So obviously I'm going to go back through. I'm going to finish off the pages towards the back with the lace and the sari silk and things like that. Obviously I need to do the cover, and then need to go back through once I've printed off some butterflies and just finish it off with things like that. I will incorporate some of this pink lace somewhere else, because I don't want to have that as the only, you know, the only page with a little bit of pink lace, because that just seems strange then. So we'll put some pink lace somewhere, maybe even just on the cover. We'll have to kind of see how, you know, how it goes. But for the cover, again, you know, we have stuck to just using, in fact, let me just see whether I can use this. It might be a bit small, but let's just see. You know, we haven't been using toppers or anything because we're keeping it simple this week. So back to basics. And, you know, I didn't want to involve or incorporate anything which might be either a little bit difficult or requires kind of making beforehand or anything like that. So I wanted to really demonstrate this, you know, this series, that actually, you know, anything goes, and you can make things from pretty kind of like minimal supplies and, you know, just get something that looks absolutely yummy and gorgeous still. So just taking this, which obviously this is in that freebie on my website. So let's again just ink this up. It may be like a pimple on a parsnip on this cover because it's not the biggest, but we'll see. Well, I think that's okay actually. I mean, we could even have it. I feel like it's a bit weird at the bottom. What do we think? I wonder whether this is actually bigger than... Oh no, I was going to say if it was bigger than that one, I could have like layered them up to make a bit more of it. It's not. What about this? So I'm just going to take this here. Like that. Okay. Again, this is not going to probably make a lot of difference because it's not the biggest thing, but... Well, it's not too bad, to be honest. So, yeah, what I'm going to do, you know, like I say, we're not using toppers or anything like that. And we are just trying to make something pretty, you know, pretty simple and basic. So, if I just literally take that lace down, oops, like here. Like that. And this way, we're incorporating straight away that pink lace. So I'm going to glue this down. Oops. Just glue it down with my wet glue. Sort of, you know, pretty central. Like that. Just to hold it down, you know, in place while we pop the other bits on. So, like that. Okay, and then we can have this one and this one. It just is making a little bit more of it, you know, whereas otherwise it was looking a little bit, you know, too small. So, yeah, I think kind of that makes a nice impact then. So, just ink this up like that. So, now I'm going to just glue this with the hot glue like that. So, there. Okay, and then this one we're going to just have kind of slightly over like that. That looks very pretty, doesn't it? And then like that. Okay, now I'm just going to see whether I've got, or not got, sorry, want to have any other lace or anything on here. So could have some lace down there. We could have it, oh, that side's quite nice, isn't it? We could have it across the top a little bit. I quite like it down here, strangely enough. So I'm just going to cut that down while we have a think about that. So yeah, let's have it there. Just going to hold it down with my scissors just to stop it moving around. Now, what did I do with that cream lace? Here we go. Just see whether we want any of this anywhere. Let's just take a little bit first. I feel like it deserves more than one bit of lace on here. So, oh, that's quite nice, isn't it? Yep, I quite like that. So I'm going to just literally put this down, which is weird, isn't it? But it's just, it looked quite pretty on there. So yeah, let's pop that down there like that. And then we're just going to pop the white lace on, just running along there, like that. Okay, that looks nice. And then, oh, let's have a look. Oh, I've got some more of these rosebuds. I've used these quite a bit in this series because they just happen to be on my desk. But weirdly, they seem to have gone quite well with everything that we've made so far this week. So, yeah, might as well use one of those. Oh, would you believe? Just blues and greens in there. No other flowers whatsoever. Oh, here's a pink one. I knew I must have a pink one somewhere. Oh my goodness, how gorgeous. Right, I'm going to put this pink flower just down here. Just like that. I'm going to have the little rosebud, I think, just here. Just to the side. Like that. Okay, I do want to have, you know, a little centre in that flower. Unfortunately, like I say, I've only got those big ones. Oh, that looks so monstrous on there, doesn't it? Oh, I need to dig out where my small ones have gone to. So, very annoying. Very annoying. And, oh my goodness, why have I not got even a single one? So, oh, so annoying. Right. Again, I will obviously finish that off after I switch the video off, when I can rummage about and find them. But yeah, maybe we'll just have something like this here. So just, you know, again, building it up with things that, you know, I mean, actually are just laying around here, you know, not kind of thinking too hard what's going to look good or anything, just plonking things on. You know, just to try and demonstrate, obviously, that, you know, you really don't have to be overthinking things too much. I mean, that's quite nice up there, to be honest. Actually thinking maybe a bow might look quite nice, so I might just see if I can do a little sari silk bow. Oh, just happen to have this little bit here. I use this sari silk all the time now. I was quite late to the party getting it, but my goodness, I love it. Probably overuse it, like, you know, people are probably like so bored thinking, oh my goodness, there she goes again using the sari silk. But I just really do love how it looks. It's so pretty. Do we think that's a bit peachy, or do we think that looks okay? Now, do we like it sideways, or do we like it like that? Or could even have it there. Oh, I'm going to have it on there, I think. Just kind of does add a little bit to it, doesn't it, to be honest? So, yeah. I think it's quite nice. Now, do we want to have any creamy coloured rosebuds? Because I've got some of those as well. Oops. What about like that? Or I might be going a bit mad now with the rosebuds. What do we think? Oh, that's quite pretty up there, actually. Sometimes these rosebuds, you know, when you buy them, they can kind of ungather, if you know what I mean. So just be a bit careful when you're gluing them, because sometimes they can stick on your finger a bit, you know, with the glue, and then the whole middle just comes pulling out, you know, like in a gathered bit. And that's, yeah, pretty annoying. Oh, there's one without a green section. Green, you know, the leaves, the stems. Well, I think I'm going to leave it like that for the minute. I may come back and do some more on that cover. I'm not quite sure. But obviously I'm aware that my videos are dragging on quite some time now. So yeah, I might come on and just, or not come on, I might just add a little something more to the cover in slow time. But yeah, I mean, on the whole, I think it looks okay right now. Oh, that's, yeah, let's just quickly add that there. Okay, so like that. Oh, maybe I will have just a little bit of this pink lace actually somewhere. Or perhaps I'll just see if we can just have a little tiny edge down there. Okay. Let's just see. Oh, I can't tell again what's the right and the wrong way up of that. I think that's the right way, although then when I put it down, I think, oh no, it's the other way. No, I think that's the right way. Oh, I might just have it like that. And to be honest, then what I'll do, I'll find some sort of flower or something to cover up where I've glued it down there with the hot glue. So I'll just put something in here, you know, be it a flower or maybe a wax seal or something like that, just to cover up where that's glued down. Okay, but I think it's looking pretty. So, oh, or even could just have that pearly trim. No, yeah, I think it's looking pretty. I will then put some sort of tie around it. I haven't decided yet what. Probably just a ribbon or sari silk or something. But yeah, I really hope that you like it. It's got a super squishy feel. Obviously I need to finish it, but we've got a lot of pockets here, very basic, very quick and easy, that you can just then stuff with, like, you know, journal cards or just bits of plain coffee dyed paper would be fine for this, to be honest. And then you've got a really brilliant, you know, lovely, gorgeous journal. Okay, so a very quick flip through of this one now. It's completed. So I've just bound it with some lace here. Obviously we did the cover together. I think I may have added the, oh no, we might not have done the cover together. I can't actually remember, but I added the yo-yo. Whether or not I have added that with us or without us, I can't remember, I'm afraid. But going inside, we've got the pocket here. I've just added some butterflies and things. Just a little fold out flippy from some coffee dyed paper. So, you know, again, keeping things very basic and very easy. We've got here some vintage book, vintage document, little photograph and some lace there. Here we've got just a genuine vintage postcard. There, tucks up there. That postage stamp book, we've got a little label, some lace there on that genuine vintage document, some sari silk, and then another genuine vintage postcard tucked into that pocket there. Some gorgeous lace running down the side. Love the look of this page, it's so pretty. This was one of those freebie printables from my Christmas Day freebie, so they're available on my website. And all I did was just stapled on this flower onto the side, and what a gorgeous tag that makes. So that's just tucked, whoops, tucked into there. Just be careful when tucking it in, obviously. And then we've got here some vintage document, page for journaling. We've got here just a little flippy. Again, that's just, you know, coffee dyed paper, so keeping things very simple. Nothing, you know, kind of extravagant or flamboyant or anything, but wow, doesn't that look lovely? And then going over the page, we've just got here some vintage documents. I mean, it's just a small portion of a vintage document there, but isn't that just lovely? I think that says 1880, would we think? Maybe 1880. So yeah, very, very lovely. That just tucks in there. That is genuine vintage document. And then here we've got this gorgeous centre page with vintage documents. Don't you love how that page looks? And then here I've just stapled on this sari silk bow. The staple is through here, so just kind of to say, you know, do be careful whoever buys this journal. And then here we've just got a little piece there. Again, just folding over. Oops, I forgot to put something in here. So quickly, see if I've got something I can just tuck on in. Okay, I've got another vintage postcard there. We're just going to tuck that in like that. Lace, I just added this little tiny tickety piece. Another vintage postcard there. Don't you just love that lovely postcard? Those 3 or 4 children, sorry. They just look so cute, don't they? That little boy there, he's got like this face like, what? Huh? What? So yeah, I just thought that was fun. Love how this looks. So this little corner tuck, I think we did this during the video, I can't actually remember, but that was from the freebie papers and that was from the vintage desk. Doesn't that look lovely? Just some lace going down there, other vintage document piece, just tucked in a little piece there. This was that pocket that we had to build up with the gap. And then we've got the rest of that vintage stamp catalogue, some sari silk, and then here I've just put just a little foldy kind of flip there from my Totally Dotty papers. That can just go around like that. And then here, this is the inside of the back cover. Again, another genuine vintage postcard in there like that. We've just got a flower, which actually I might just quickly add a centre to that because I'm feeling it needs one. So yeah, just quickly add that. These are my bigger centres, so it's quite big, but that's okay. And that's it. So absolutely gorgeous. It's quite squishy and lovely. You know, obviously you've got a lot of room for journaling in there. You've got quite a lot of pull-out pieces, so lovely and interactive. You know, not obviously too time consuming. I mean, I'm not quite sure how long the video ran for, but I probably spent then another, you know, half an hour or so on it. So definitely within a couple of hours you could complete that whole journal. So, you know, not too labour intensive. So yeah, I really hope that you like them. Like I say, they're both for sale on my shabbydabbydoodah.co.uk website. And yeah, hope that you're enjoying the series. Let us know below. Are you following along? What have you created? You know, have you got some other ideas that you find really great to make sort of back to basics, super simple projects? If you have, then do share with everybody. So yep, really appreciate a big thumbs up and really appreciate you subscribing to my channel if you haven't. So thank you so much for watching and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks then. Bye.